So we're going to look at this at the next level here, looking at bigger numbers. So the area of a rectangle that's 25 by 56. So when I partition this one, I'm actually going to partition it both ways. So I'm going to kind of break it apart this way. And I'm also going to break it apart this way. So what happens is the 25, I'm going to break that into two smaller pieces. So that's going to turn that into, we'll call this a 20 and a 5 to just keep it by place value. Again, it doesn't matter what these numbers are as long as they add up to 25. So you could have said 21 and 4 if you wanted to. I'm just trying to keep the math as easy as possible. 56, I'm going to again just break apart by place value. So that's going to be a 50 and a 6. So instead of having two rectangles, this is going to be broken into 4 smaller rectangles. So what I need to do is find the area of all 4 rectangles and then add that all together to get the area of the big rectangle. So this is a 20 by 50, so 50 times 20, again, 2 times 5 is 10. And since there's 2 trailing zeros, I add those in there, so that makes that become 1,000. And then this rectangle here is going to be a 20 by 6, since this side and this side are the same. This is actually a 20 by 6. That's going to be 120. So essentially what you're seeing is this 20 multiplies to both of these numbers here to find the area of these two on the top. And then to find the area of this next rectangle, it's going to be this 5 here and this 50 up here. So 5 and 50 gives me 5 times 5 is 25, and then add the 0, that'd be 250. And then to find the area of this last one, it's going to be a 6 by 5. So 6 by 5 is going to just be 30. So if I find the area of those, I'm seeing the 1,120, and then that'd be like 280. So I can do a little bit of math in my head, and then add those together. So 0 and 0 is 0, 2 and 8 is 10, carry the 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the area of the rectangle is 1,400. So again, these are the same, so the area of this rectangle is also going to be 1,400. And again, that's going to be how many squares are inside of it. So that's how it's important. It's almost impossible to draw all that with pencil and paper and count it, where just using this drawing makes the math easier to do. So if I want to do 48 by 76, if I want to find the area of that rectangle, it can also be done by partitioning it into smaller rectangles, dividing into smaller rectangles. So the 48, I'm going to cut it into 2 pieces, and the 76, I'm going to cut it into 2 pieces just based on place value. So I have a drawing that looks something like that. And then the 48, instead of having a 48, I want to break that into just simply a 40 and an 8. And then instead of saying 76 across here, I'm just going to say this is going to be a 70 and a 6. So 76 that way. So what this does is it partitions it into 4 rectangles. So if I find the area of all 4 rectangles, add those together, that should give me the area of this big rectangle over here as well. So again, all I got to do is go 4 times 7 is 28. Add in those trailing zeros. And remember, we have those little cheats as well. The tic-tac-toe board for 7s. And then to find the area of this rectangle, it's just that 40 times the 6 over here. So the 40 multiplies to the 70, and the 40 multiplies to the 6. And that's 40 times 6 is going to give me that 24 and a 0, so that's going to be 240. Then to find the area of this rectangle, it's 8 times 70. So that's at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. If I do all that math, you'll see that 8 times 7 is 56. And then the trailing 0 slides in, so that's 560. And that math, again, can be done without a calculator. And then 8 times 6, if I looked at my little reference, you would see that that's going to be then a 48. So we did that in earlier problems, so I'm not going to do that here. So if I want to find the total area, I'd have that 2,800 plus the 240. I'm just going to go ahead and do that, 2,800 and the 240. If I add those together, 0 and 0 is 0, okay, 4, 8 and 2 is 10, carry my 1, so I'm seeing 3,040 there. And then the 560 plus 48, I do that math. So it's going to be 608. So if I add these two together, this 340 and the 608, so the 3,040, if I add that together with the 608, you're going to end up within so it looks like 3,648 would be the area. So there, this rectangle over here would be then 3,648. So I could determine the area, instead of just multiplying 76 times 48, you can break it into smaller rectangles, find the area of those, and add those all together to get your total area of 3,648 squares. So that's just another way of doing the problem. And this is going to take us into our next lesson, which we will call distributive property. So now we start to move this into a little bit of algebra.